Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday evening video. Almost Tuesday night here in the Northeast, not even dark yet, and it's after 7 o'clock here in the Northeast, so it'll be getting dark pretty much about 15-20 minutes or so, probably before 7:30, but so we're called a Tuesday evening video, right here on the Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down below in my pants, otherwise known as the description marks below. Share the video all over the internet. Subscribe to my other channels as well. All the links are down below in the gobbledygook, otherwise known as the description marks below. So do it now. You can also leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, and in the future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You'll get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will come down, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. Go do it on somebody else's channel, or go do it on your boring channel that really nobody cares about. Because you're not going to do it on mine. If you don't like it, well, that's tough cookies, my friends. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Excuse me. If you don't miss the next one, if you don't hit that bell, because if you don't hit that bell, you're SOL, that all rhymed, you're SOL, you know what that means, and if you don't know, look it up. And that's that. And for our brand new people out there, you're floating around YouTube at this time of evening, or whenever you're floating around, you see my gorgeous sexy face, because it's sexy. You love it. You love it, and your mom and girlfriends love it too. But if you're brand new here to my channel, thinking about subscribing, you don't have to, but if you want to, if you like wrestling, if you like music, and a whole bunch of other stuff, then you came to the right place. So subscribe to my channels, and when you do, as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice tasty glass of Coke or whatever you got. Put your smelly, stinky feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You know, that's too bad for you. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long day. I am dead fucking tired. Didn't get much sleep last night. I had to work a little bit today. And then did some housework with the missus. And then went out with the missus. And also went to get my second shingle shot. You see right, you can't see it. See, right there. I'll get it out. That's what she said. See, you see it right there. That's the shingle shot. Number 2. We're supposed to get 2 shingle shots. So I got the first one, I think in January, or late December, early January. So I was due for the second one, so I got it today, because I had really nothing else to do today, so decided to get it, and, pretty much got to stay home the rest of the day, and most of tomorrow, but I got some errands to run. Hopefully I can get through them, and then take the rest of the day off, because I don't work tomorrow, because I do have a doctor appointment, and I got physical therapy tomorrow, so pretty much taking a day off, and then Thursday, back to making the money you wish you fucking had. And, that's that. And Friday as well. Let me get through that, and then I got the weekend coming up, St. Patrick's Day weekend, pretty much. St. Patrick's Day next Tuesday. I can't wait for that. It's going to be great. I'm actually going to a special St. Patrick's Day rock metal concert in New York City. I cannot wait for that. Going to be some good stuff. Some Irish metal, some metal, you know, some classic rock tunes. It's going to be a good night, and can't wait for that. And some of that footage will be on my Metal God channel next week. So stay tuned to my Metal God channel for more exciting music. And no, it's not at a bar. So, we don't even know if it was. There's going to be more than 10 people there, so you can't prove otherwise. So kiss my rosy, Irish, Italian ass, Mahoney. I'm not Irish-ish, but, you know, I don't consider myself Irish. I am part Irish, but I don't consider myself Irish. You get what I'm saying here? I'm mostly Italian. I'm just Irish on my mother's side, so it is what it is. But I'm like 99.9% Italian, so we move on with that. But that's coming next week. And other good stuff coming your way with reviews and some other videos coming your way, hopefully next week. As we roll on. Next weekend is the start of spring. Not gonna feel it, but it's gonna get cold, ladies and gentlemen. That 75 we had today, down the drain. We won't be seeing that until maybe May. Maybe by the unofficial start of summer, which is Memorial Day weekend. But hopefully sooner than that. We'll see what happens with that. But I hope you had a great day and enjoyed it here in the Northeast or wherever you may be. 75-degree weather here in New York. Loved it. That's that. We got NXT coming up at the top of the hour. Should be a pretty good show. As it's the go-home show before the big, huge Houston show on St. Patrick's Day next Tuesday. Should be interesting stuff with JC Mahal, JC Jane, and Sol Ruka and Delta going at it for the NXT Women's Championship next week. Speaking of Sol Ruka, should be taking on Lainey Reed, 1/3 of Fatal Influence. That should be some interesting stuff. We got Shawn Legacy and Eli Knight. No relation to LA Knight, but they're homies. They're going to be in action in a triple threat match with the former men's speed champion, the Pasta, Jasper Troy. That should be an interesting match. Speaking of speed, we got the speed tournament finals between the Crazy Girl, Thea Hale, and we talked about Thea Hale on my rant channel with all the hate she's getting, which is not, she doesn't need it, but so we talked about that. So go on my rant channel, check out my mega rant about that shit. Link to the channel down below. So Thea Hale will be taking on my girl Maddie Rankowski, and the winner of the match goes on to face Fallon Dawn Henley for the Women's Speed Championship. And we also got, I also call him Ozzy Osbourne, the new NXT North American champion, teaming up with that guy that's below average, Joe Hendry, the NXT World Champion, to take on former Canadian National Champion Ethan Page, all ego, and Absolute Ricky Starks, and a tag team match player, probably to end the show. And we'll see what's going to happen with that. So, should be a good show coming up at the top of the hour on the CW11. Your 2-hour cure for insomnia. That's NXT. We got Dynamite tomorrow from San Jose. Should be some good stuff. And TNA got 249,000 views last week. Not bad. A little bit up from the week before. Yeah, so they're trending. They're doing okay. In the first, I think, 7 or 8 episodes. First month and change. Almost 2 months of TNA on AMC. It's not been great, but, you know. But it's chugging along. And we got SmackDown on Friday. We got, for Triple R, we got Rey de Reyes on Saturday night. I think that's going to be on YouTube, so you can watch that. And don't forget, this Sunday, AEW's first pay-per-view of the year, Revolution. And that should be some good stuff from LA, Los Angeles, California. My old neck of the woods. If you follow my XWF career, you know that. That's the Extreme Icons' hometown. It's hometown. Checking out that mansion pretty soon. But I digress. So it should be a good week of action. I'll be here throughout the week to give you all that good news and all that other good stuff. And we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on your Tuesday evening, getting close to Tuesday night, as the sun's just about to go down. It's almost dark here. It's pretty much 20 after 12, so it'll be about 10 minutes. It'll be officially Tuesday night. So on your Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, it is time for your late. Well, not so late. Actually, we're not talking about late stuff. Something I want to talk about. It's kind of big news today. Now, we all know, about a week or so ago, Brock Lesnar was on the show with Paul Heyman, and Heyman's talking about Brock's WrestleMania plans and everything like that. He's the conqueror, blah, 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 blah. And then he issues an open challenge to anybody on the roster, pretty much anybody in NXT. So we're all thinking, who's it gonna be? I think since January, since the Royal Rumble, we all thought it was gonna be Oba Femi. And then there was rumors of LA Knight. But really, we were hoping for Oba. And that is not happening. Why? I'll tell you why. Because Brock and Paul Heyman are basically saying that Brock does not want to lose until his retirement match, which will be at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Minnesota in August. So he ain't losing between now and August. So that throws Oba and Brock pretty much out the window at WrestleMania 42, which I think that match would sell so many tickets. Everybody would be so invested in it. The hype and promos going into it would be great. And now it looks like we're going to get Brock versus Eli Drake. Boring! Anyway, so let's read the story from Ringside News, the Bible of all wrestling talk, and I'll put the link down below in the gobbledygook. Alright, so let's read it and let's not waste any time. Alright, Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania future might be more complicated than fans realize. A new report suggests it's because of one major demand, and that's Brock doesn't lose until SummerSlam, which is his retirement match. Self-Made Pro revealed during a Self-Made session yesterday that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have reportedly told WWE officials and the creative team, which is not creative about being creative, that Lesnar should not lose another match before he eventually retires. According to the report, that stance is now creating a big, huge dilemma for WWE as the company tries to figure out Brock's direction heading into WrestleMania 42, and now Brock's going to be on Raw this Monday night and following. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And the story says, and I quote, "So here's the problem. They know that the audience wants Oba. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have essentially communicated to WWE and creative that Brock should not lose until his retirement, which is at SummerSlam. The report explained that this position limits WWE's options when it comes to potential dream matches that the company would normally consider for Brock. However, the issue is that both of those matches will likely require Brock to take the loss, something he reportedly does not want to do. So Brock is basically playing politics." Story goes on, quote, "That puts WWE in a tough spot because Triple H would like to book Gunther or Walter versus Brock and Oba versus Brock at some point, but if those matches happen, Brock would likely lose, so it creates a big, huge dilemma." And you gotta factor in that Braun Breaker is not coming back anytime soon from his hernia surgery, so they could do Seth versus Braun Breaker, and that will lead to, that could lead to, Brock versus Eli Drake. Or they could, which I think they might lead into, Brock versus Seth freaking Rollins at Mania, which we saw that at WrestleMania 35. So kind of like a 7-year rematch, if you will. We could do that, but then again, Brock probably lose because of the whole Vision storyline. With the Masked Man and everything, I don't think that might happen. So Hunter and the creative team, oh, they are in a pickle right now. And WrestleMania right now looks like shit. Barring some matches, the mid-card looks like shit. It is shit. I mean, you got Roman and Punk, Stephanie and Liv just got announced today, Mommy Rhea Ripley and Jade. That's 3 matches so far for the main titles. And Randy and Cody. So 4 big matches. The rest of the card has to be finalized. So basically, you need 10 more matches. So, they're thinking of having Kyrie and Asuka. I don't know how that's going to play out. What's going to happen with AJ Lee? She's facing Bailey. There's a spoiler on the Raw review. AJ and Bailey's next Monday. If AJ's most likely to retain, I think because Lyra is going to turn heel on Bailey, and Bailey finally goes to WrestleMania to face Lyra, and I think Bailey will win that. But then, what happens to AJ? Does she give Becky her rematch that Becky so wants? Or does Becky get the belt back at Mania? I hope not, but we'll see what happens with that. I think they're going to go with Natalya and Maxine Dupri in some type of stipulation match. Maybe Fight Pit, maybe Lions Den, maybe NXT Underground. Who knows with that? And then you got the women's tag team titles to worry about with Lash Legend and Nia Jax going against most likely Charlotte and Lexi or another tag team. And then what happens with Julia? Julia's United States title is in limbo now. There was talks that my girl Io might face Julia for the Women's U.S. Championship. I'd love to see that. And then you worry about what Melo's going to do with his United States title. Then you got the tag titles on both brands. What happens with the Usos? What happens with the MFTs? So, I don't know what WWE is going to do in the next pretty much 39 days, with a month and change, to get the finalized card. And God forbid there's another major injury on our hands. Bronson Reed's out for at least 6 months with a torn tricep. Braun Breaker, we don't know when he's coming back. And then you think about it, Chelsea Green and Jordan Grace are hurt with ankle injuries. I don't know when they could come back. They were thinking Tiffy versus Julia versus Jordan Grace for the Women's United States Championship. But now Jordan Grace hurt her ankle. So I don't know if they're gonna hold that off or what they're gonna do. So right now, WrestleMania, the mid-card, is in humongous flux right now. And Hunter and his stupid creative team do not know what to do. And we're 39 days away. And now, to add to that, they have a big, huge problem with Brock Lesnar. Because Brock doesn't want to lose at Mania. He's not going to lose at Backlash. He's not going to lose in Clash of Paris. Or Night of Champions or King of the Ring. And he's not gonna lose until SummerSlam, which is in early August, I believe. So, you gotta get to, I think his retirement match is gonna be against Walter. So you gotta do something between pretty much June and August to get to that. So, Brock's gonna have at least a couple matches leading up to SummerSlam. Against who? Don't know. I would think they're gonna make people mad and put Eli Drake in, which is an easy 3-minute suckfest match that should not be on the show. Or they change direction, maybe throw Omos back in there. I don't know. I would love to see Brock and Omos go at it again, but we'll see. But anyway, Brock returned to the WWE on the February 23rd episode of Raw alongside Paul Heyman, where he issued an open challenge for WrestleMania. And now, weeks later, WWE still hasn't confirmed who will step up to face him on the biggest stage of the year. But if the report is accurate, take this with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. Brock's refusal to lose could be one of the key reasons WWE is struggling to lock in his WrestleMania opponent. So, it may or may not be Oba, and I think if it is Oba, why would you have Oba lose and he's on a monster streak right now? Even though he's basically beaten losers like Johnny Gargano and Miz and, Kit Will's son. I would just have Oba. I would put Oba in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, let him win it, and then see if they push him more. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with WWE. I think WrestleMania is going to come off like shit. This might be one of the worst WrestleManias ever. It might be. I mean, besides some of the main matches, I think the mid-card is going to look like complete, utter shit. But that's just my opinion. So, we'll see what happens with that. But leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. What do you guys think about Brock not wanting to lose until SummerSlam, which is retirement? His retirement at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Minnesota in August. Who do you think should face Brock? Should it be Oba? Should it be Eli Drake? Should it be somebody else? And if it is somebody else, who would you like it to be? But the thing is, your favorite person, do you want them to lose to Brock? Because it's not going to be like Drew McIntyre, because I think Drew McIntyre is going to face Jacob. So that's another one you get to throw out the window. So Brock's going to face somebody, and it's not going to be pretty, and he's going to whip their ass, which is most likely looking, it's going to be Eli Drake. And do I want to see it? No. I'd rather go to the bathroom, because by the time I get out, the match will be over. And I would not care. I'd hear Brock's music, I'd hear LA Knight's music, I'm in the bathroom taking a mean shit, and I'm like, oh, don't care. Come out a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, match is over. Brock's, beasties, celebrating and going to the back and just goes back home to Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, to bang his hot wife, Sable, and then not come back for a while. Not come back till Backlash, or not come back till Clash in Italy. Or King of the Ring. Who knows when he's going to come back after that. If they put him against Roman, nobody wants to have Roman lose, and nobody wants Brock to lose that match. So the only thing you can possibly do is a draw, or a double count out, or a double disqualification. That's the only thing you could do. You could do that with Oba and Brock, but then kind of makes no sense. You have them beat the crap out of each other at Mania, crowd's going wild, you have some near falls here and there, and then it just ends in a no contest, because like The Miz or Kit Wilson and Johnny Gargano attacked freaking Oba, and it was like, oh fuck, who made this finish? I would just have Brock straight up win, not against Oba. If it's against Oba, then how do you make the finish, though? And do you kind of de-push Oba a little bit if he loses? Does he lose his luster, his aura, if you will? I don't know, but no wonder Road Dogg left, and now they got these people that could barely write a book, basically, to do creative. And you think Hunter is gonna come up with ideas? No. Hunter is pretty much spent. The 2 good years he was Booker are pretty much over, because the start of this year, WWE has gone down the shitter. And I'm being honest. WWE television has not been that great. Royal Rumble wasn't that great. Chamber wasn't that great. I can tell you right now, Mania may not look great. May not be that good. May not be that good. And then we got a Saturday Night's Main Event coming up. We had one earlier this year, I think, and that was meh. But the one in May, who knows if that's going to be good. I think the only good thing at Mania would be the Hall of Fame. Hate saying that, but it is what it is. There's a rumor going around that Cyndi Lauper might go in the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, 30 years too late. Just saying. Because she has a Las Vegas residency around the WrestleMania weekend. So, she's in the area, so why not? Maybe WWE can reach out to Cyndi Lauper and put her in to the Celebrity Hall of Fame, because she did so much for the rock and wrestling era with Hogan and Captain New Albano. That time, where WWE pretty much went mainstream. On MTV for a little bit. Brought in Cyndi Lauper. They brought in so many celebrities like Mr. T. That's how WrestleMania 1 became, Without that, you wouldn't have WrestleMania pretty much. But I digress. So, I'm hoping Cyndi Lauper gets in, but we'll see. we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. Alright, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Brock Lesnar and his possible opponent for WrestleMania. He doesn't want to lose until SummerSlam. You think it's a good idea? Who's his opponent gonna be? Let's have a little discussion, if you will. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. So we'll talk about it in the comments section, and then we'll go from there. Alright, NXT coming up in about 25 minutes. Should be a great show. I'll be back later tonight with your Monday Night Raw review. We'll talk about NXT tomorrow, and anything else comes your way over the next 24 hours or so. We'll talk about it on one of my channels, and that's pretty much it. Alright, until next time, my friends, rock on and rock hard with your cookie. And if you're not down with that, well, I'm sorry. Me and the prophecy, the greatest thing since sliced bread, which is real, and you're not. We all collectively got 3 words for you, and that's fuck you, man. And that's it. The greatest tagline in the history of life itself. So if you're not down with that, too bad. And go fuck yourself. And that's that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back later over on my Kill Demons channel for your Raw review. But until next time, peace.